Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage. If I'm honest, not a lot is going on. The weather is poor, middle of summer, found out the woolly hat, hammering down with rain, so I can't have the doors open. The garage is getting to be a bit of a disaster zone, and I need to spend some time in here just tidying up. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to just give you a little bit of an update of where we're at with Olive, and a sort of major decision point worry has been got beyond, and I'll show you what that is in terms of cupboard doors. So for anybody who's not been following along, we've got Olive, the 1979 Volkswagen T2 bay window camper with a ex-Viking conversion. All that's left of the Viking conversion now is the really ridiculously large pop top. And we're doing a complete interior restoration on her. I say restoration, complete change. We've kept nothing of the original Viking kit. I wasn't a particular fan of the layout anyway, but the condition was just way beyond saving. So we've come up with our own layout, which is a lot more spacious, a lot more usable. Anyway, so if you've been following along, you'll know we've been installing the kitchen very slowly and letting it evolve as we go. And this is kind of the stage we've reached now. If I bring you inside, whoops. This is a temporary worktop. It's not the worktop that we're going to be using. It's purely there to help map things out. And there's another piece of worktop going on here which will hinge up. But the layout we've established is actually a very large cupboard here. It's going to have a lift up worktop, and that's going to contain two water containers, one in reserve and one with the screw-on cap for the pump to suck the water up for the tap. The bottom of this cupboard has got a hole in, so you can lift out the bottom for easier access to gas bottles, but we have another way in as well. And we're fitting the spare wheel in that space just there. If I come along to our cooker, it's a SMEV unit. So we have the integrated all one piece stainless cooker, sink, and a tap or switch, actually, if we're honest. So quite neat integrated kit. Really quite pleased with the SMEV stuff. The gas bottle, as I mentioned, we're going for the camping gas units, and they live beyond that shelf we showed you in there. But they can be brought out this way as well if you've got a lot of stuff packed in there. We've got our cupboard area. We've a nice big shelf which I've got to put a front edge on. The gas supply is already hooked up for the fridge. One yet to be hooked up for the cooker. Waste outlet going through the bottom of the vehicle. Another hole behind the waste outlet which I've got to finish off and put a grill on to allow any gas vapours to fall away. And we've managed to get the old fridge going again, smarten her up, dress her up, create some controls for her, and all this is basically ready to be skinned with the front of the cupboard, which is just there. Add it all to retrimming the interior, building new bulkheads behind the front seats, new seat belt mounts, inner lining. You know, we've come a long way. But one of the issues I've been wrangling with for quite some time is how am I going to do the cupboard doors? We never intended having many doors. It was always going to be one up here, one down there, and maybe one over there, which I think we're going to not bother with because there's not a lot of access anyway from the side. And it's going to be cut into this moisture resistant MDF. And the thing that's been going on in my mind is, in an ideal world, I'd love flush doors. We don't have an awful lot of clearance coming past seats and things like that, and I just think they look better. So to do that, you've got to basically cut a hole in the panel, and that cut line is your outer and of the hole and the inner of the door in an ideal world. And if you use a jigsaw, then chances are you're not going to make a nice smooth line all the way around. It'd be very obvious. Lots of filler involved. Tricky, hard work. If you use a router, you tend to make a big groove. You've got to have a certain width for cutter so it doesn't overheat. So your gap's going to be 6mm plus. And I don't really want to put end trims on it. So swings and roundabouts there. If you go for an on the surface door, so we cut something out of this, that's the hole, and then we make another piece that fits on top outside, much easier to do, but then you've got this sort of sticking out doors, and potentially I just don't think it looks as neat as flush. And again, we've got a seat, rock and roll bed coming past here, anything sticking out, you know, it's less than perfect. So we've been wrangling with what to do, and actually my wife came up with it in the end. Neither of those. What we're going to do is cut a big hole in the front of this cupboard, like that, and we're going to fit a tambour door. And if you don't know what a tambour door is, it's basically like a bureau door, lots of slats, and it can be slid up, and as it goes up it rolls itself into a bundle like a blind, I guess. And you've got these little spiral gadgets that will go on there to roll the whole thing up as it slides up. So that's how we're going to treat the front of this cupboard, and it's actually the best thing for access, ease of building, space within the vehicle, and looking neat. So all round, brilliant decision by Joe. So we got that, and we've gone for a sort of beach effect on the grounds that the worktop, which is currently temporary, will be replaced by this, which is a solid 28mm piece of beach. I say solid, it's staffs, so basically planks glued and bonded together, but that's a completely untreated piece of worktop. So that's going to be fitted on top of the whole of our kitchen area, and then cut to make the front of this unit a radius on the end, a slot through, and then a lift up area at the right hand side. And we're going to make that all out one piece. We've ordered I think this is 3 meters by 600, and we don't need that. The length of the run we need is only just over 2 meters. But what it does mean is we'll be able to make a tabletop that matches with the whole thing from the same piece of wood. So very, very pleased with that. Work on the fridge has also involved putting the hole through the side to allow the chimney out of there. That's all but finished off now. So if we just take a little wander around, we've got to this stage where we have the chimney exiting. That's a little rubber rain flap, stops water blowing into it. And we've got the chimney cover, which I've sprayed up in the same green as the van to make it blend in a little bit, and that's going to go over the outside of there. Cab is fundamentally there. Seat covers are going to have to survive for a little bit. We'd intended to get these retrimmed well before now, but the lockdown has prevented that. The floor's all tidied up. We've got the carpets like this in the house, just haven't fitted them so that we don't mess them up too much. And we have this area of butchery to repair, but now I've found some textured black paint that gives me options for spraying in whatever I do to fix it. So that's looking very positive. But for now, this is my job for the rest of the day. So we should have some more videos coming up very shortly. There's the fridge chimney. Quite pleased with how that's turned out. I think it cost me about £18 to get a single aerosol of the right paint, and it was from Germany, and not cheap. But yeah, it's coming along, looking good. We've also managed to get hold of some van lining material. Basically, it's like a cross between a felt and a carpet that we're going to use to finish off the bed and just glue it down and make everything look nice and smart and neat. And I still have to cut a top for the spare wheel well, the old one, to basically make a cupboard to keep your tools in. But so I've got to find a way of nicely marking out that shape and making a lid to drop in there. Not too bad though, guys. Making progress. See you soon.